Rattle, we're trying to do a professional interview here, and he has no part of it. Forget all that. Let's talk about Rattle My Cage, because he clearly wants to talk. So my question is for him, first thing, is he's been growing. He's another one that's just been getting better and better. He could peak in the Hamiltonian. Just like Dancing in the Dark, kind of. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Well,
is that fair?
I mean, that's what we're hoping for, no doubt about it. I mean, he's getting better and better. He needs, I mean, he might, the best thing should probably be to have a couple more starts into him. Get more experience, more against the top horses.
Right.
He was awesome there in the knowns of 2 races. I mean, unfortunately, he maybe didn't get as much experience in them as we wish he did, because he was the best. So we went straight to the front, and I mean, he got the speed into him, but he maybe didn't get the experience.
He did his job.
Yeah.
And sometimes
off the pace.
In any sport, you have to challenge yourself to beat the best. And he was 4th in the Dancer, right?
Yes.
So it wasn't a bad performance by any means. It wasn't A+. No. But I think when you look at the overall, it was really good, and like a really good start to be like, all right, we faced the best, and we're close. Yeah. Like we're right there, you know. And he's a type of horse that could be dangerous in the next coming weeks, especially if he's getting better and better. And he's got this kind of attitude.
Oh, he's feeling better for every start. He's more playful after every start he goes, and he's feeling good. Feeling enjoy.
How is he to handle in the barn, jogging, training, on the racetrack? Is he relatively easy?
He is an absolute sweetheart. He don't do anything wrong. He actually pretty much doesn't even know he's a stud. He never said one word, and easy to jog, everything. He can be a little fired up.
A little bit of a knucklehead, just like he kind of is, right? Yeah,
when they go out for the post parade, he can be a little handful then, but after that, he's...
But in a field, let's be realistic. The Hamiltonian field is a field full of knuckleheads. We got all these knuckleheads horses. Everyone pretty much has made a break or had miscues. And when you come in, they're all good. But again, it's a wide open field, and I don't really think it's been that way in a long time. You've been watching. You seem to be a bit of a historian. You were rattling off names and horses. Oh, this guy trains this. Oh, this one's got Margarita Mouse. She's popped out a couple of horses. You seem to know your history. So the Hamiltonian itself really hasn't had this many good horses solid. I mean, 12 deep. Yeah. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, it's not really standout. I mean, it's couple of them who shows more than the others, but overall, they all can make mistakes.
And you drew post 2 in the elim. In it's going to be tough. Yep. All the races are tough, and Andy McCarthy's driving, so.
And he knows how to win.
He knows how to win the thing, and whether it's a stakes race or any race. Yeah. When you have to switch drivers, is it always, even when you have the Hamiltonian winning driver last year, so he knows how to do this thing, is it always like a little bit of a nerve in you, like, oh man, he doesn't know the horse? Or sometimes it could be better.
I mean, some horses can actually go better with a new driver, but I hate doing it right before a big race.
Right before a big race.
Switching drivers, and I mean, all the top drivers, I mean, they are good, but each horse can be tricky in their own ways.
And each driver almost has his way of how he deals with a first-time driver.
Absolutely. So, I mean, Andy, he's going to have to go by what either I tell him or Annette or Jimmy, if he even says something, and what he can see on the replays.
And he's raced against this horse plenty of times, too.
Yep.
And so it's amazing. The drivers do know all the horses and their capabilities and what they can and can't do. So, now he knows. Before we turned on the cameras, he was sitting in the corner doing nothing, and he was trying to be a knuckle. He wouldn't come out. Now the camera's on. All of a sudden, he's showing off for everybody.
You're gonna show off on the camera.
Show off. Do it Saturday night in the Elims. Don't do it now. Don't waste all your energy. Is it nice to have a horse like him where it's, I don't want to say there's any pressure because you want to do well, but when you know he's still not at his peak, and you know he's got more potential because he's proven it week after week, it's almost like, you know what? I know it's the Hamiltonian, and I know it's tough, But this is going to be fun because he's a good horse. He's growing, and we're looking forward to more races. Look what Guardian Angel has turned into as an older horse.
I believe that this one will get better and better too. The more experience and the French blood into him, I think he can turn into be a really nice 4 or 5 year. Not that he's not a good horse now, but I think he's gonna be even better by age.
Well, and you've trained plenty of horses. You know kind of when they peak and when they have more in the tank and when they can grow more. Some horses peak at 2.
Yeah.
Some horses peak at 3. Some horses don't peak till they're 6. How many horses have we seen, older horses, older trotters? They're amazing, 8, 9, 10 years old. Look at Commander Crow. He won the Breeders' Crown at Bold Eagle. These horses are winning 5 years after we're expecting the Hamiltonian to be at their peak.
This want any attention.
Every interview we do, we're like, okay, we want the horses to showcase themselves, and here all he's done is showcase himself like a good boy. So, Team Lorentzon, what's your official stable name?
ACL Racing Stable.
ACL Racing Stable. So, all right, we're gonna let this guy settle down because he's starting to be a true knucklehead. Like a child, right? These are your children.
We are big babies.
Big babies. So good luck on Saturday.